Good morning! I've got about a minute until I have to go into Pilates, so this is going to be short and sweet. But I just haven't been feeling like myself recently. I feel like January was a weird month. Not even really in a bad way, but not in a good way. I haven't been able to collect my thoughts and come up with an actual sentence for how I felt about January. It felt like it went for 3 months, but then also I'm like, what did I do? I also just rolled out of bed and I feel like I could definitely look a little worse for wear. I think it's awful. Sorry. But I think because I haven't been feeling myself, I haven't wanted to pull out a camera because I don't know, you know when you're just not feeling good in yourself and you're just like, the idea of seeing people, or in this case, filming myself for people to see, just hasn't been what I've wanted to do. But yesterday I kind of just decided that I didn't want to feel like this anymore, and so here we are. I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm going to pull out my camera and just vlog the rest of the week because I've got an exciting rest of the week coming up. My girl's just pulled up beside me and I'm just about to walk into a class with her, so I'm a bit embarrassed. Okay, I really need to go. I completely forgot I was filming. I had Pilates. It was a really good class. It was actually a Pilates studio that I go to has form classes, which is more of your traditional, more of your pulsing, burning, like typical, stereotypical Pilates. But today was called Pace and it's more strength based and a bit of cardio as well. So it kicked my bum, essentially. Then I went for a walk, which has been my favorite routine recently. Got myself a coffee, came home, washed my hair, which, you know those weeks that you kind of haven't been putting any effort into your appearance at all. That's kind of what I felt like, and I think that was somewhat playing into me just not feeling myself. I feel like a completely new woman with my hair washed. These shorts are the cotton on ones that I got a couple weeks ago, and then this top is a super old 1 mile top I had for years and I love it so much. Such a good chuck on. And then my hat is Brandy Melville. I had it off my walk and then I popped on this outfit and I was like, I kind of like them together. So this is my day at home outfit. You wanna scream, don't come and kill. Guys, I can't believe I see Taylor Swift this month. I've only been listening to the Eras setlist playlist and I'm loving it. Keep going through different favorites. My current favorites though are Tolerate It. I think ever since learning the fact that that song represents Emily Gilmore, I'm obsessed with it because I think it's like when you can relate a song to a book, it just makes you love either the song or the book so much more. Now that I have characters to relate that song to, I'm obsessed with it. And then Illicit Affairs. Look at this godforsaken mess that you made me. Do I look crazy in a hat? Oh. Yeah, as I was saying this morning, I have not been feeling myself recently, and I'm not sure if this is a universal thing that everyone kind of goes through every now and again, but it's like I'm doing the things that I should be doing, whether that's going to the gym, eating well, just like keeping my life on track, but everything feels hard. I hate when I go through times like this because I'm like, I love these things. Why do they feel hard? But I also had my second therapy session at the beginning of this week, and I always knew that therapy was going to be just something else, but I think the things that you learn about yourself within even 2 sessions is crazy. And there's been so many situations where I'm like, I'm feeling like this. Is that because of this? And I'm like, yeah, it is. Crazy stuff. Investing in yourself and your mental health actually works. But yeah, I think I said this morning as well, but I'm just sick. I'm sick and tired of feeling like that. And I think there's certain times where you need to let yourself sit and feel the feelings. And I would say I have been doing that the last week or 2, and then there's other times where you just need to actually force yourself out of it. It's almost like you need to dig yourself out of your little hole that you've dug yourself, and that's what I'm doing for the rest of this week. I've also just been in this mood recently where I feel like I just want to be a complete hermit and just like fully go within myself and not speak to anyone and not do anything. And I think that's all well and good for like a day or 2, and then after a few days you just start going a little insane. Well, for me personally, I just tend to, when I'm not feeling my best, just completely isolate myself from the world. And again, I do think that has its time and place, but after a while I think it almost makes all of your feelings times by 10. So if you're feeling a bit down, or if you're overanalyzing yourself, I feel like you just simmer all of these feelings and then they just like seem so much more intense and almost scary than they actually are. If that makes sense, I don't know. I got to a point this morning, today, a few hours ago, where I just had so many thoughts and feelings bottling up, and then one thing went wrong, and it all just became a bit too much, to the point where I just burst out the top and just cried, which I think was needed. You know, when you feel like you haven't had a good cry in a while, and then you do, and you're like, wow, I have that like post-cry clarity. I was just questioning myself in every single way that I possibly could, and being like, who am I to do this, and literally no one cares, and everything you say and do is stupid, and you should just give up on all of your goals right now, you know? Which I obviously, when I think logically, know that that's not the case, but you just get inside your head, and then you almost convince yourself that those things are true. Anyway, I cried, I ranted to Georgia. She always hears my rants. I feel a lot better. I just want to do little things over the next few days that make me feel good and just bring back a bit of me. I know that sounds cheesy. I did a bit of shopping yesterday, and you're sitting on a box of something that I'm most excited about. But I also got this top, which might look like a very basic black top to you. I was fully influenced by this girl on TikTok. She showed it up and I was like, yeah, like it looks pretty basic to me. She put it on and it's the most flattering top I've ever seen. And I'm loving little singlets recently. Just the weather for little singlets, and I thought it was really cute, denim shorts or a little skirt or something. I kind of want to put it up. I've said it countless times before, but any top that I don't have to wear a bra with is a win for me, because I hate wearing bras. It's good with the hat as well. And then the next thing I bought, you're sitting on. So these have been something I've been thinking about since November last year, and something I'm really trying to adopt into this new year in general is seeing something that I like, instead of impulsively buying it, which I'm very, very good at, thinking about it for at least a few weeks, preferably over a month. And then if I'm still thinking about it, I know that it's genuinely something I really, really want, and not just something that I impulsively like and want to buy. So I've been thinking about these since November. I know they're probably not everyone's cup of tea, but I also know they are quite popular. I love them so much. I love them so much. This is now my third pair of Sambas, which might be a little bit excessive. However, these are very, very different. They're all very, very different. And I really don't have a black shoe other than my black runners, which obviously I wouldn't wear with casual clothes. I feel like it's just slightly more elevated than a white sneaker. Like I feel like you could wear these out to dinner and they're just a little bit more elevated. Also just dressed down, like with this outfit. I just think they're so cool. I have heard a few people say they look like soccer shoes, which, you know what, I see, but I just think they're cool. I really thought about them, tried them on, and I just love them. I love them. I kind of want to put them on. Just doing a try on haul of everything today. Am I gonna trigger everyone by not putting socks on first? I'm gonna take them off straight away, and I just don't want to like get a pair of socks out. You know what I'm saying? I find with Sambas, sizing down is usually the go. Or not even a full size down, maybe like a half size. I go between 7 and 7.5, and the 7.5 was kind of way too big, so I would definitely try them on first, but definitely sizing down is the key. Oh my gosh, I love them! Kind of cool, right? I just was never really a shoe person. I'm really getting into them now. I think they're so fun. You can really change up outfits based on the shoe. Something I can never unhear, and I wish I could, because every time I'm singing it, I think it. But when it's like one ting was enough, I hear it as one ting. Like she's saying like one ting was enough. Like she's saying like one and then ting. The thing. One ting. One ting was enough. It just sounds so much like it. Wait. One ting was enough. One ting was enough. Anyway. I always tell myself I'm going to be so productive by putting music on and working. It always just turns into a karaoke session. So. Sam's working tonight, so it is just me. I just came back from a dog walk. I think I've said this before, but I love going for a walk around like 6:30 p.m. to signify the part of the day where I switch off from work, which I find very hard to do. Being my own boss and working from home, it just means that whenever I'm home, I should be working. Well, that's what I feel anyway. So this year I've been trying to make an active kind of decision that after I take the dogs for a walk, I come home and make dinner and then I relax for the rest of the night. Tonight I'm having spaghetti bolognese. Well, a take on spaghetti bolognese. It's one of my all-time favorite recipes. I meal prepping it at the beginning of the week because it makes such a big batch. Super high in protein, also loaded with veggies that are hidden. So it doesn't feel like you're having veggies but you are. There is a shit ton of carrot and zucchini in here and it doesn't feel like it. I am so grateful to my past self for making a big batch of this because the last thing I felt like doing was making dinner tonight and spending a lot of time in the kitchen because I just want to plonk myself down on the couch and continue watching Pretty Little Liars. And all I had to do with this was cook the pasta and look how good it looks. Skincare is done, retainer's in, Billy's here. It's a great night. If any of you watched the specific vlog that I bought Billy in, he was a spontaneous purchase, but when I tell you the fact that I think this is probably one of my best purchases I've ever made in my entire life, I would not be lying. I bought him in my Brighton and Paris vlog. If you haven't seen that, it's actually probably one of my favorite videos of mine. So many fun memories and friends and travel, and I love it. But I bought Billy in this garden center in Brighton. He's a heat pack teddy bear. He smells like lavender, and so it really calms me whenever I'm feeling a little anxious because I've struggled with insomnia in the past. Sometimes I feel like I'm lisping so much. Sometimes, so many S's. When I can't fall asleep, I start to get really anxious that my insomnia, is coming back. So I can often get a little bit anxious around bedtime. I just feel like most of my anxiety kind of happens in bed during the night. There's something about waking up in the middle of the night and having the scariest thoughts ever. And it's because it's the middle of the night. They just feel so real and so scary. And then you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh, literally, what was I stressing about? Like, that's not even a thing, or it's not as big of a deal as it feels like in the nighttime. Anyway, I just feel like a lot of my anxiety like comes up at night for a few of those reasons, but Billy just helps so much. He honestly feels like an anxiety bear. Like, you know those what are they called, heavy like weighted blankets that are supposed to be really good for anxiety? That is what Billy feels like to me. I actually love him so much, and he was like $20. Best $20 I ever spent. Anyway, reading update. I am 266 pages into Queen of Shadow. I'm really enjoying it. I don't even remember when I read Aerify, the book before this in the series. It was months ago, and so I started this book, and obviously I remembered most of it, but there were little details that I was like, what even happened in that situation? Or some names are quite similar, so I was like getting them mixed up for a while. But I feel like now I'm fully back in the story. It's been on the slower side, but I feel like we're really building to something crazy, and I'm kind of scared. Like, I'm kind of actually enjoying the slowness of it because it feels just like I'm hanging out with the characters and like nothing crazy is happening. I mean, it's a Sarah J Maas book. I just know some crazy things are gonna happen in this book. But yeah, so far I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's also crazy, and I'm sure I'll feel like this even more when I've finished this whole series. But it's crazy to think where the first book started, and even book 1, 2, 3, it's almost like two different stories. Like, it's just crazy that that's where we started and now we're here. I never would have expected to be here from book 1, 2 and 3, but I'm enjoying it. I just love the main character so much. Like, I actually think that there's not ever been a main character in a book that I've loved more. That's a big statement to say. She's just so cool. I love reading her perspective and just being like, yes. And I feel like in this book we're really getting some family elements that I'm really enjoying reading about. So I'm thoroughly enjoying. Love to get it done over the next few days. I'm not sure how much time I'm gonna have to read, but I would love to get it done over the next few days, or more so just before the 14th of Feb, because on the 14th of Feb Magnolia Park's Into the Dark comes out, and I just know that I will be dropping everything to read that book, so I really would love to finish this before. Yeah, anyway, I've come to bed. It's like 9 p.m. I've been trying to get to bed by like 8:30 and then read for like an hour-ish every night, or just basically read until I can no longer keep my eyes open. I've been really trying to prioritize sleep even more so than normal recently, because I learned this on TikTok, so maybe some of you can let me know if it's actually true or not. But apparently the whole rule of we need 8 hours of sleep per night was actually a study or something of the sorts for men, and apparently women need 9 to 10 hours a night of sleep, which is just crazy, because who's sleeping for 10 hours? I know some people find it easy to sleep, but I actually I don't remember the last time my body let me sleep for 10 hours unless I was like sick or something. So I'm trying to work my way up to that, and because I'm getting up around 6:30 a.m. for Pilates, I've been trying to go to bed at like 9:30, 10ish, because what's that? That's 8.5 hours. So technically I should be going to bed earlier. If I was asleep by 9:30 and then woke up at 6:30, that would be 9 hours sleep. So that's what I should be aiming for. What's the time? It's already 9:25. That's not gonna be happening tonight. I mean, I'm sure 8 hours is still really solid. It's definitely on the better side, but yeah, apparently we need 9 to 10 hours sleep? Why? Why are we women like this? Why do we need all this extra love and care? It's exhausting. I'm gonna relax and read. The chapter I'm about to read is from a POV that I'm not loving. Well, she's okay. I don't care as much as I care about the main character. It's just a bit of a drag. Anyway. Also brought out my Valentine's Day themed pajamas, which I thought are very fitting for Feb. I got them last year and I love them. Anyway, I'm gonna stop blabbering and read. Okay. That's a bougie girl. She's a bougie girl. Stop, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, this is a lot. Silly.
Happy Galentines! Well, I was already reacting.
Ooh, so cute. Is this like you were asking a question the other day or no?
No, that was just something different.
Oh. I literally couldn't find these at the store today and I was so upset. Gosh, oh, I'm literally gonna be cute. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Whoa. Gosh. I'm gonna open this and read this whenever I feel sad. No, I'm your cry.
That is the cutest little thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Throw it in the bin.
Listen.
Anyway. Wheel of names for dinner.
Our options are Nando's or Noodle. You have to tell me if you're disappointed.
Yeah.
I will do the honors.
The suspense is killing me.
Noodle.
Oh, she's disappointed.
No.
She's thinking about
I'm
it.
thinking about it.
Yeah, sorry. I know. But I didn't have to think about it.
Are you disappointed?
I'm not disappointed.
Do you want to order
Order
it?
in or do we, I mean, like pick up or eat there?
Definitely not eat there.
Yeah. True.
Oh, true.
What's that
Uber Eats isn't hard.
It isn't at all.
Oh, go on,
Yeah,
man.
Okay.
I feel like this song is not one of those.
No, it's not. This is rummy.
Will you actually carry it the bottom shot?
I don't know it.
I don't really know it.
That is really good.
It's like,
Do you like a lot of us or?
is there actually anything more beautiful?
No.
He's like, I haven't eaten in days. Sir. I got you the big ones.
Oh, I was almost gonna ask you for those, and I didn't because I didn't want to be too.
No, I know you prefer the big ones.
Thank you. Okay. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
I was reading it.
Reading in this
Oh
accent.
no.
We can't be stopped.
You only get one body.
Oh my gosh. What are we listening to?
Like, we don't have many songs.
No. Maybe 3. Oh my god.
If there's one thing you can do,
So much pressure.
you'll be right.
Oh my god, I'm hungry.
Here we go, girlies.
Persist and resist the temptation to ask you if one thing had been different. Ruin myself.
Have you heard everyone saying because there's a song on the Tortured Poets
Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, called Love of My Life or LOML. They're related.
Breakfast time.
I don't know what I just did.
Do you want to say it again? Breakfast time. We have just arrived at our first wedding venue that we're looking at. Oh my gosh, they do have things set up. I didn't know if they'd have the things set up, but they do. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I think it's like actually just set in.
Are you locking this one already? Are you?
No, but we're seeing our first wedding venue.
Oh yeah.
First one we've ever booked in or anything. From the videos and photos I've seen of it, it ticks every single box for me. Like, it's just like tick, 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 tick. So I'm so excited. Even, I was saying before, we love it so much. We still want to see quite a few others just to make sure there's people coming in. They're looking for their wedding too. Isn't that crazy?
Shoddy.
Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is where we be. That's where the things are set up. That's where we get ready. We don't want to close our minds off, and we want to just know for certain. You know what I mean? I feel like you don't know until you've seen a lot of different options. This is the first one. I don't really know what questions to ask or anything, but it's just more so getting the vibes of the venue and seeing it. You excited?
Yeah.
First initial reaction to it?
Not a very nice day.
It is. It's kind of raining and overcast, but you never know, that could be the wedding day you get.
It could be. Would have been good
Our
different
friend's
ones.
here.
Okay, shh.
Our friend's here. Oh no. He looks so comfy right now. Little toots. You too, of course. Oh, thank you. We discussed this all in the car and we just said we should have pulled out my camera before when we got straight in the car, and we were like, oh my gosh, this. I totally forgot. We also have just gone for a grocery shop and I've hit a bit of a wall because the girls and I probably got around 4 hours sleep last night, not a whole lot, and it's 5 p.m. now and I'm so tired. I've hit a bit of a... If I'm not like, oh my gosh. That's why. Quick synopsis on your thoughts.
Pretty much exactly what we're looking for, and it was hard to find anything wrong with it or anything that we changed, but it's like, it was the first one we've been to. You're sort of like, should we go look at more? Like, you're like, is there better? Because you got nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
But also, like, it ticked every box and
Ticked every box.
was right up our alley, so I don't know.
I think I want to see at least maybe a couple more.
So
It
we
was
didn't
raining.
get to see it in full force, but in saying that, it was still beautiful regardless of the rain, which is a good thing. Like,
Yeah, almost. I was like, we're seeing it like worst case scenario because it was like pouring for some of the time we were there. I was like, this is like worst case scenario kind of thing. Hopefully, obviously, fingers crossed, it's not raining on the day. I can just imagine if it was a blue sky clear day, that would be.
yeah, you get a lot of freedom in what you want to do, how you want to lay it out, where you want to set it up, where you want the ceremony to be.
Yeah. Whenever we went to any of the locations that you could have ceremonies in, or even the undercover areas, without giving too much away, they would show us photos of weddings actually there. And I
Yeah.
think that was really good to be like, oh, and then you'd look up and be like, okay, or like so many different types. Like some people use this and that. I really liked them. They were really lovely. I can picture it there. Like I was walking around being like, I can picture all of our friends and family here. I can picture getting ready in the house that is there. It was really relaxing, and there's like a
On the lake.
on the lake. Oh, I loved the lake. The sounds were really, really relaxing.
Just gonna have a look around a bit.
Yeah, I do just want to
Don't you have to?
yeah, just to know, and even to reiterate if that is the perfect one. Even if we're like nothing comes close, then we just know for certain. Feel even more confident. Be like, we've seen a few now, and this is like that one was by far the best.
Find any other good ones, it's gonna make a hard
It's gonna be
choice.
tricky, but we were saying that something would have to like blow our minds
Yeah.
to top that one.
That one was pretty perfect, to be honest.
It was, and as soon as I saw photos of it, I was like, this is exactly the vibe we're going for. The owners really understood the vibe we were going for as well. It was so
A lot of
lovely.
pros and not a lot of cons.
And I would say I'm quite a picky person. I usually have things.
You?
I know,
No.
it's crazy. You wouldn't expect it.
Don't sell yourself short.
It's a blessing and a curse, that's all I'll say. For me to be like, I don't have a lot that I would change, or just have a lot of things and I'm like, I don't love that. It is kind of shocking, but it's so exciting. This is our first step that we've done.
Yeah, it's cool.
We'll
But
have
it's
locked
also
in.
the best step. I feel like it goes
Yeah.
downhill from here.
Not downhill.
Got to pick napkins and stuff.
Yeah, true. I'm excited for the wedding dress.
I'm sure you are, yeah. Like, I'm excited, but also it's not like not every boy grows up waiting to be in their wedding tux.
You've worn a tux so many times. Obviously, like your wedding one's like extra.
Yeah, but like,
But-
I'll also just wear it, you know.
Like
afterwards.
I've been pinning wedding dresses
Yeah.
on a huge Pinterest board since
Yeah.
I was probably.
I'll probably like
14,
It'll take me about
15.
a week of planning, if that.
But I do think as soon as you obviously have the wedding venue, then we know where that will go. So should we get this because that'll really suit that venue? Like
That's
I don't know.
true.
You now
Yeah,
just have a base. Also, you just have a date, so you can start. Thank you.
Oh.
What's too soon to send out wedding invites? Like a year out, or is that like way too early?
The longer the better.
Yeah, because it gives people more
Once you sort of got a date.
time. Anyway, we just did a grocery shop and we're just gonna chill for the rest of the night. I want to have a shower and get into some comfy clothes and then just relax because I'm so tired. It's a rainy afternoon and I just want to put something on the TV and eat takeout and just relax.
What are we going to watch?
It's a big question. I'm not sure if I can commit to a movie.
Nah.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Like Modern Family. isn't it?
Yeah. Modern Family's just, it's always a good option. That is our first wedding venue and our first wedding update, really.
Yeah, first of many.
Yeah.
Big surprise, I did it all myself.
Weekend. Cookie's looking real fiery.
Oh.
I'm gonna go for a swim, maybe.
Well, I mean, it's not looking too great out there.
Yeah, it's looking a little windy, but we're gonna go for a walk, and then if we're feeling like it, then we'll dive
Oh.
in. We're taking swimmers anyway.
That big black cloud wasn't there.
We'll have a look, eh?
This annoys me immensely.
Yeah, I know, they are kind of annoying, but I always lose them when I don't have the huge thing on them. Like, they're impossible to
Keys
lose.
of your car. Oh, my handbag. And also, you insert the key.
Yeah.
Just dangle it.
Yeah, I know.
Different if it was a push start, you had yours in the bag.
I'm sorry I'm not as fancy as you and have a push-start car.
Much more.
Yeah, but I lose that.
It'd be better.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
So your idea was to put a whole ass handbag
Yeah, and I haven't lost it since, so
You couldn't.
it worked. I love this swab piece. I've had it for a while. It's from, also we haven't unpacked our groceries from before, but it's from Oaklane. I love it. I love that it kind of doubles as a bodysuit.
I think they're going for it.
Yeah, we'll take you for a walk later. Oh, they look so sad. That's really sad.
What was that noise?
Terrifying. I haven't done a clay face mask in so long. Felt like doing a bit of a skin pamper. So popped face mask on. I think I'll do a hair mask as well when I wash this off because this is only going to sit on for like 10 minutes. But I had a shower and now I'm in comfy clothes. I'm just waiting for some footage to import onto my computer. And so while that all uploads, I wanted to update and also show you my scrapbook / journal, basically just whatever I want to put in here to document the year, whether that's just an absolute brain dump journal entry or a bit of a scrapbook moment. I've also very much been on reading journal talk recently, so I'd love to do some of that as well because that just looks like such a fun way to document all the books that I read this year. Started with my 2023 highlights, which I read out a couple vlogs back, just as a fun little recap. I also got this idea from Rach, but she wrote down all of her favorites from the beginning of the year and then kept this page plain for the end of the year. Compare your favorite things and everything at the beginning and the end of the year, which I think is really fun. Last night I also made a Galentines page, which is something that I've had to force myself to embody with this journal is that it doesn't have to be perfect. I feel like even from school, every art journal or assignment that I did would have to be perfect, obviously, because it's an assignment for school. And then whilst I was doing this and I was like making little mistakes or things weren't turning out as well, I wanted to just rip the page out and just start again. The whole idea about this, for me anyway, is that it's not supposed to be perfect. Because if I'm trying to make it perfect, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put it off because I'm going to be too overwhelmed. Not even overwhelmed, that's very dramatic, but like I'll put too much pressure on it and then I won't actually do any of it. So even when I was doing this page, I was like, oh, I want to start again because I didn't like how I wrote this out. And I was just like, stress less. Like this is supposed to be just a fun little relaxing hobby. I also think that because I am incredibly lucky, I've managed to turn a lot, if not all, of my hobbies into work, which obviously has a lot of pros to it. But I do think it is important that we all have things that aren't involved with work that just completely switch our mind off from things. And that is what the scrapbook feels like to me. So I honestly, I kind of on purpose want to try and make things not look perfect. I look at things, I'm like, that's ugly, but that's the point. It's not supposed to be perfect. And I know looking back over the years of my journals, I'm not like, that doesn't look very good, or I made a mistake there. It's just capturing the memories, and it's also just such a fun way to wind down and document the year. So yeah, I did a little Galentine's page, which I think is quite cute. I put in Rachel's card and then George's card to me as well. That folds out, and then this folds out as well. Isn't that so cute? I also just love how much writing, even if it's just journal or scrapbooking like this, makes you reflect on things. Like I think just sticking this in and making a bit of a page out of it and writing down what we did. Oh, my hair was giving me a headache. It really made me sit in the feelings of it and then just appreciate the night even more. I wrote down what we did and just that I am so grateful to have such strong female friendships in my 20s. We planned to do so much on Galentine's night. We planned to make some heart jam drops, biscuit cookie kind of things, and then we planned to scrapbook and we planned to make friendship bracelets and we planned to watch a movie. We did none of that. We sat on the couch until 2 a.m. talking. We really had great intentions of what we were going to do that night, and we just ended up talking the whole time. I have a few things I want to stick in. I have some photo booth photos, and I kind of want to do a bit of a journal entry just about how I'm feeling and how I'm feeling earlier on this week. I'm honestly feeling, I won't say completely just, yeah, I feel completely back to normal, but I definitely feel a lot more myself. And I think what I set out to do this week, I feel like I did, just organizing things that made me really happy, like seeing friends, prioritizing movement, doing my Pilates, which makes me so happy. I'm going into this next week feeling so much better than I did going into last week, like actually so much better. But yeah, I'm gonna spend the evening editing and then also doing some stuff in my journal. I honestly couldn't be happier. I think I underestimate how good you feel when you do things purely for your mental health that aren't to do with work, aren't to do with even working out to a certain extent. I obviously love it, but just almost like being in your own kind of world. It almost reminds me of just like playing outside by yourself as a kid. You were just so in your own little world, not really thinking about anything else other than what you're doing. It just feels really light and relaxing. Anyway, I'm going to end this video off here because I think I have chatted enough this week. I've got hours and hours of footage to edit, so I really hope you've enjoyed. Again, I feel like because I haven't been feeling myself for a couple of weeks now, my content has taken a fall from that. I haven't been consistent with YouTube. I think I've been the least consistent I've been with YouTube my entire YouTube career. I'm so sorry for that, and thank you so much for sticking around if you have. Even with Instagram, I feel like I've been so bad at uploading and creating content for that just because I've been feeling so stuck and not creative with any of it, and I hate when I feel like that. That definitely tends to happen when I'm consuming too much and not creating enough, if that makes any sense. But anyway, definitely taken some steps in the right direction this week, so I hope you've enjoyed coming along, and I will see you next week. Bye.